Hello and welcome to another video from me, FPL Crusader. Today we are finishing off our series in best FPL assets per position. Today we've got forwards. I'll also finish off on a couple of drafts I'm looking at, and they both contain chips that I'm looking to use for game week 1. And then I have a quick overview. I'm talking 30 seconds per rule change on the rule changes. So that'll be very, very quick. But today we're looking at forwards. Let's build smarter, not safer. And see how we can build out our teams to make sure we get the most out of our game week 1 side. Haaland, Isaac, Coquerez, and Watkins. These are the most popular at the moment. The issue for me is too many FPL managers stack out their team with these forwards, and they don't have enough for midfield. Now, midfield potentially are the ones who can score the most goals or most points per million. So we need value in that forward line. We need value across the group. Reliable premiums like Haaland and Isaac, whilst they're good, they're taking up a lot of our budget. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the budget enablers, we're going to look at our mid-priced forwards, and then we're also going to look at these premiums. And I'll let you make your own decision. As I said, I'll finish off with decisions I'm currently on. We're still 3 weeks away, so that could change. If we take a look at Beto, he's the first one off the rank from Everton, 5.5 million, 8 goals in 30 PL games. He did really good towards the end of the season, so he wasn't getting a lot of games at the start. And Dye, however, is on pens. They've hired a new bloke called Barry Bazza from Everton. He'll be the new striker, so he could have a minutes issue. However, he is on form, so keep that in the back of your mind. One of the players who I'm seriously considering now is Danny Welbeck. 30 Prem games, 10 goals, 4 assists. He doesn't have the annoying João Pedro taking all the pens. They could go to him. They could go to Rutter as well, but I'm not really sure if Rutter will get them. 6.5 million. He could be on pens. They've got a big squad, and he is injury prone, but you'd expect him to start off the season as their number 1 forward. They did bring in a bloke from Greece. I don't expect he'll be ready to play straight away. So could be a sneaky pick there for Welbeck. Same price. 38 Premier League games, 14 goals, 4 assists. Strand Larsen, Cunha's out of there, so he should be on pens. Wolves, however, look like they're going to struggle this season. They could be relegation fodder. But I don't really have much faith in the Wolves team. So Strand Larsen, for me, probably isn't someone I'd go towards, but he is becoming quite popular with certain content creators, more of as an enabler rather than the first choice. But I think he could snare a couple of goals. They are playing City first off, so why would you bother? Muniz is next for the mighty Fulham. 8 goals, 1 assist, 31 games. Not really enough returns to make people turn heads. 5.5 million. He is very cheap. Raul Jimenez is our number 1, though. He is inconsistent. He needs to cement his starting position in the team. Jimenez, mid-30s now. In reality, he should be handing the torch over to Rodrigo, but he's not quite there yet, so I'm not convinced in his talents just yet. Let's have a look at the best mid-price picks under 8.5. And the man who almost single-handedly saved my season last year, Jared Bowen, 13 goals, 8 assists, 8 million, but he's moved to forward, so I'd expect those points to dry up a little bit, considering the difference between midfielders and forwards. He's on pens, but who are West Ham? What's their identity? I don't really know what they're doing, to be honest. Yeah, it's just a conundrum. He's such a great player. West Ham have a half-decent start to the season in terms of their fixtures, but Jared Bowen himself, 8 million, it might be a little bit too much. I mean, he's more than Chris Wood, and Chris Wood got 20 goals last year. 27 games, 10 goals, 6 assists. He now plays for Chelsea. That's João Pedro. Jackson suspended for the first game. He's only 7.5. Palmer is on pens, and this bloke is so inconsistent. He frustrates every FPL manager who's ever owned him. That being said, he's a bit like dynamite. He can't either goes off, tees off, or does nothing. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to avoid because I'll have Palmer, but I can see why people will go there. He's probably going to score on game week 1. Almost guaranteed. It's just who he is. And then you'll blank for the next 4. 36 Prem games, 20 goals, a career best, 3 assists, back-to-back. I'm not sure if he can do it. Mr. Chris Wood, Mr. New Zealand. He's one of my countrymen. I love him, but he might be on pens. He might not. He's terrifically old. I mean, he's mid-30s now, and he's never done this type of thing before. I don't expect him to back it up. That being said, he is in a few teams. The Forest fixtures aren't too bad, and they've lost Alanga, so you'd expect him to get more of those opportunities. He got 20 goals, and I think his XG was well below that. So if he gets a chance, he takes it. He played well above his XG last season. I wouldn't expect that to continue. That being said, good luck if you've got him in your team. I think you could prove dividends. Same price, 7.5 million, 27 games, 9 goals, 3 assists. Solanke. They've got great fixtures. They've got a new manager who does favour the forwards. So maybe Solanke is warranting his popularity in the community. He's someone I'm really thinking of. I'd rather Kudus because he's a million less, and that way I can pump some more money elsewhere. But I think I might have to bite the bullet and see Solanke in the first few, just take a punt on him. They've got an amazing manager in Frank. So I think Solanke will flourish underneath him. The premium picks, it's the first 4 that you saw. So we've got Erling Haaland, 22 goals, 3 assists, 14 million. The money is what really takes people back. He's on pens. With Marmoush and Turkey there, can we save potentially 8 or 7 million, 5 or 6 million, I should say, 8 and 6 million, and get the same return? Probably not, but we can get half of it and put that money elsewhere to make up the difference. 34 games, 23 goals, 6 assists for Alexander Isak. Where will he be, though? That's the issue. 10.5 million. He's now a premium player. He's on pens at Newcastle. He's the number 1 Prem striker last season. Will he be on pens if he goes to Liverpool? I doubt it. I'm not sure if I can spend 25, 26 million on 2 attacking assets from Liverpool with Salah and him. So it's one or the other for me. The new man, Gokares, 39 goals, 7 assists. He's done that the year before as well. Would he be a starter? Where does Kai Havertz go? Does he play on the left? I'm not entirely sure what happens to Havertz now. He's primed and ready. Has he spent enough time with the team to start in game week 1? They've got a horrible fixture run at the start, but if this guy really wants to score goals, I think they'll try and make it happen for him. And of course, Mr. Reliable, Ollie Watkins, 38 games, 16 goals, 8 assists. Great fixtures. Forget that Spurs. They got Newcastle in the first game week. It could be tough with Newcastle. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go there. You'd expect Villa to build the team around Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers. So having one or both of them could be good at the start of the season. I'm pretty sure they got great fixtures right up until game week 8. So Ollie, for me, could be one of the ones I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about all of them, to be honest. But you can't have all of these players, obviously. Ollie Watkins, I might be talking myself into it. I did a bit of analysis last season. Forms and value. So this is the points per million based on different positions. I didn't bother at goalkeepers because no one cares about them anymore. Defense is actually better than forwards. And it will be even more so now with the DC contributions, or defensive contributions, I should say. So 23 points. Mids was 25, depending on how you look at it, because I didn't take into account per 90. That's on me. I just didn't have enough time to do it. But forwards are lagging well behind at 21 points per million spent. Not that flash, really, to be honest. So they're lagging well behind. So the formations we could change could be more like a 4-4-2 or even a 4-5-1. 5-4-1 seems a bit of a stretch because don't forget your defensive contributions are only 2 points max. That's your ceiling, or you could get nothing. So for players that are conceding goals, they're turning out for 2 and they're getting DC for 2. It's not that flash to me, but hey, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Let's have a look at a couple of drafts I've done. The first draft here is actually a triple captain draft, which I'm thinking about playing in the first game week because Mo Salah will be primed and ready. They're playing Bournemouth, and their entire defense has been decimated. They haven't replaced. But any team in the Prem, especially if they're playing the reigning champions, their entire backline gets stripped out. They're going to take a few games to adjust. So the team runs as such. Sanchez in goal. He covers my Kukurea needs or Chelsea defensive needs. Got Virgil van Dijk just for safety. I can always move him to... I can move into Kirkes or Frimpong. They're the same price. I'm happy to do a like-for-like transfer. I got to Kuiper and Wan-Bissaka. They might not be the starters if I'm not doing... Well, they could be the starters, but I got Vardio and Conser on the bench. So, I mean, it's a tight starting 5. This could also be a bench boost team, but it's not that flash for a bench boost. I've got Rogers there and Salah. He's the captain. I've got Palmer. I've got Kudus. I've got Watkins, Welbeck, Beto, and on the bench, I've got my sneaky punt is Simon Adingra, Vardio, Conser, and Verbruggen as well. So this is either a triple captaincy, or I can take some money out of certain positions and make it a bench boost as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of this team. I kind of like the Salah Palmer midfield double up. Right, considering I've got Watkins, Rogers could be moved out for anyone, but that's not a nice price point that I really wanted. I think Kudus, if he starts, stays there. If he doesn't start, then I need to look for probably moving Welbeck out, moving Kudus out, and bringing in Solanke. That being said, I think Welbeck could have a good start to the season. I just don't trust him to be there all year. Simon Adingra is one of the ones I thought could be a bit of a bolter. Now, he was behind Matoma at Brighton, so he didn't get a lot of game time, but now he's at Sunderland. He should be a starter. If I hear that he's not a starter, then I'll probably flick him off, but he should be a starter at Sunderland, to be honest. I just think he can do great things. He can beat a man, he can score a goal, and it should really be his time to shine. He should be the best attacking option in that team. Vardiol as well. So I got 2 6.0 defenders. Why wouldn't you start Vardiol away to Wolves? Well, it's just how the team's set up. I think Wan-Bissaka away to Sunderland and De Kuyper at home to Fulham would be better off at getting those points, I believe. But Vardiol, I'm also not entirely sure where he's going to play. If Ryan Aït-Nouri is starting, then I expect Vardiol to be a centre-back. So we'll see how that goes. Considering they like to control the ball, City, his defensive contributions could dry up even more. Conser's there. He's at home to Newcastle. I probably won't play him in game week 1, but he'll be there long term. So I've got 3 Villa. I've only got 1 City. I wanted a City attacker, but I need confirmation on who's going to start. So that might be a late panic move, whether if Cherki starts, he's in my team all year round. I think you saw in a previous video that he had close to 30 contributions last season. In the French league, which isn't the worst league in the world, everyone thinks it's not that flash, but you still have to do it week in, week out, which means he wants to be there. So that's important for me. I really like this team. Now that I look at it, it's probably better off as a bench boost rather than triple captain. But because we've got to use all of those before game week 19, I think starting the year off with a chip for me feels like a good way to do it. Gives me a motivational boost. Here's another draft I've got. This is Haaland and Salah draft, and this will be a triple captaincy. So just going back to the triple captain, 68.9 points as per FPL team. The bench boost, I don't know why it says TC there. It's bad editing from me. The bench boost is 74.5. The team is different though. So I've got Van der Ven. Sanchez stays the same. I've got Van der Ven, De Kuyper, Virgil van Dijk. Adingra is starting. I've got Salah. He's the captain. I've changed out Palmer and brought in Pedro Neto. Now, Pedro Neto had a great 2025 towards the end of the season and also the Club World Cup. He was really good. Cole Palmer stood up in the last 2 games, which is good for Chelsea moving forward because they know he's a big game player. But Crystal Palace at home in the first game, I think Pedro Neto should have some fun. I've got Kudus there again. Obviously, I've got Haaland, Welbeck, and Beto. So the team doesn't look overly bad, considering I've got Rogers, Wan-Bissaka, and Konsa, and Verbruggen. So predominantly, it's a similar team. So I don't have Watkins, but I've got him to Palmer. Sorry, I've got him to Haaland. I don't have Neto. I've got him to Palmer. So the big other saving there was Van der Ven comes in because Udogie might be a little bit injured, and Van der Ven comes in instead of Vardiol. So I've changed the City defense for a City attack. I don't think this one's too bad. I don't mind a bench boost, as I said, for game week 1. I probably wouldn't have Haaland as my captain. I still think Mo Salah. The first game at Bournemouth, at home at Anfield, I think they're going to do great guns there. Liverpool. I don't have 2 Liverpool attackers, but it is what it is. I think it should be fine. I like this team. Let me know what you think. Let me know which team's the best as well. I think I'm not confusing myself. Which team I should go with. Let's have a quick overview of the of the new rules. There's like 6 of them, so we'll do like 30 seconds per pop. Defensive points, CBITR. CBIT is clears, blocks, interceptions, and tackles. If you get 10 or more of those as a defender, you get 2 points max. If you get 35 of them in one game, you still get 2 points. All the same applies to midfielders, but they include recoveries as well. Once again, 2 points max. The person who would have got the most additional points last season was Tarkowski, closely followed by Casado, Bedrinic from Southampton, Harrison, he's gone, and then Murillo as well, which is why he's proving very, very popular. So keep that in the back of your mind. But also, it's only 2 points. So if you're worried about losing out on those 2 points and you don't want to bring in an attacking wide defender, just think of Munoz last year. 14, 11-point games. Is that better than a 4-point game? I think it is. This season, we've also got 8 chips. So we need to use bench boost, wildcard, free hit, and triple captain before game week 19. So we've got double chips, and then you get those chips again in the second half of the game week. So that's more fun. That's why a lot of people are talking about using chips. Obviously, a certain person from Planet FPL used bench boost game week 1, and it worked out very well for them. So now everyone's jumping on the bandwagon and saying they should do the same. I guess if you can't beat them, join them. But it does mean that you need, out of the 14, 19 game weeks, 4 of those game weeks at least, you're going to need to use 1 chip. So keep that in the back of your mind when you are planning. There's more assists this season, so will be awarded if the ball reaches the goal scorer inside the box. Only 1 defensive touch, and a forced handball from penalty or free kick. So there's no assist now if there's 2 more or more defensive touches. So previously, if it touched a defender, it was automatically no, but now we're getting it. It depends if it was intentional or not. And a touch does not mean a pass by a defender. If they receive the ball outside the box, no. Bonus points, they are still king. They are awarded for goal line clearances, so you get more this year. Save from inside the box is more as well. Successful tackles are more, and penalties scored plus 12. It's the same for all positions, so it's been streamlined. So something to keep in the back of your mind. If you don't understand bonus point systems, look out for Above Average FPL on their YouTube channel. They do amazing breakdowns of BPS. They're the only ones I talk to or watch in terms of BPS. You also get 5 free transfers in game week 16. Why is that? AFCON is on, the African Cup of Nations. The players like Salah, Ryan Aït-Nouri, etc., will be going away, and they won't be in FPL. So, as at game week 16, you have a maximum of 5. If you had 4 before, if you had 4 going into game week 16, you only get 1 extra. You don't get an extra 5 on top of that. You're not going to have 9. You're only ever going to have 5. So keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind that you don't get 5 when they come back. So you need to figure out some way, somehow, how to bring Mo Salah back into your team, if that is what you're looking to do. If you finish inside the top 1% or top 10% last season, you'll be in a global league. So under 114K or under 1.14 million, you'll be in leagues now. So they seem to be doing that this season, which is good. And you can get prizes, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Position changes. This is one of the biggest ones for me. The likes of Bowen have pretty much been gone as an FPL asset. I'll still probably have him now and then, but the 8.8 million price point, considering he scored 7 goals less than the likes of Chris Wood, and he's 0.5 more expensive than him, it just doesn't make sense. Good news is the likes of Marmoush and Cunha, who were playing out wide, are not forwards anymore. They are midfielders. Other notable people are Iliman Ndiaye, who was a forward, is now a midfielder, so he'll get more points. He's also on pens. That's why he's proving to be very, very popular. Nunez, who was playing out wide, is now a defender. And yeah, that's pretty much the majority of them. Oh, Seth from Fulham. Obviously, I've got to talk about him. He was a defender, but he was playing wing, and now he's a midfielder. He's still a backup for a defender, so I don't really see how that benefits him in terms of FPL. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed all these 3 videos, all the 3 linked videos, the defenders, forwards, and midfielders. Good luck this week and next week. Try not to consume too much content because it can be a little bit confusing. But thank you for consuming mine. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and chat to you later. Thank you.